Can a simple game boost reading comprehension? Let's find out. Hey, for those who don't know me, I am Dr. LaJoy. I am an educator. I absolutely love what I do. I've been doing it for over 20 years. And my whole purpose of getting into this field of education is to be solution oriented. I am all about finding solutions to these problems of why kids are not able to enjoy reading, or they're not comprehending what they're reading, or they don't like to write, or they're not good writers yet. Right? So that is my solution, being able to hack into those things in order to transform those students and make them really just have all this confidence and love to read and write. So that's what I do. So let me tell you, games. Oh my goodness. Games really make a difference. I don't know if you remember growing up and if you had like a game night where people got together and played Monopoly or played Uno or played all those games and how fun that was. Now, what about if you could use that same type of fun and be able to relate it to the text and be able to incorporate the text into that game and make it a game night at home even still, or for those teachers, if you want to borrow some of these ideas, you're probably already using them, but being able to turn your classroom into a game so these kids who really have to be doing something while they're reading text, that they are participating and fully engaged. So hack number one, okay? I would say I use Kahoot. I know a lot of people use that. I use Kahoot in the classroom. This is for digital gaming. I also use a website called Quizzes where, once students learn or read the text, that this competition with Kahoot, you have different people on different sides and you're seeing who can answer the question. They have to download where you could put, they have to tap in which shape that answers that particular question. And so, like the circle may represent question number one, the first answer. And so, being able to see who came in last place, who came in first place, being able to see who's able to answer it right away, like it really gives a lot of data in order for you to see what's going on. But kids absolutely enjoy it. And then they're like, oh my goodness, we're winning, we're winning. And so they forget that they're learning because they're so caught up in the game. So that's one. Quizzes works the same way, just like Kahoot. And then I create Jeopardy. And then the kids like do 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 do. Well, I don't know how to sing, but you know what I'm talking about. They love that. They love just the whole vibe of being able to like compete. And so if you're at home and you have an only child, maybe invite some of their friends over and set the stage for them. These games are free online where they can also play it and have a good time. So, hack number two, still talking about gaming, but not so much digital. This is really like physical gaming where um, I've taken like Family Feud. And so I have a student, this is for classroom, but you can also do this at home, right? But in the classroom, I will have a student who is playing like the Steve Harvey or whatever, just the host of the Family Feud. Then you have like five or six students on each side of the room. And so they're answering, they're going up. You know how Family Feud works. They go up, they answer questions. There's a buzzer. I have a PowerPoint that has the questions and it has the sound effects like like you got it wrong, or ding, like you got it right. And so being able to make sure these questions are centered around a text that they're reading is very beneficial. They get to name their family name in order and working together collaboratively in order to win. And then at the end, being able to have a race, like 30 seconds on the clock, and being able to answer a whole lot of questions at one time, see how many points they get. It is so much fun. And then it also, as the parent or even as the teacher, will let you know that my child is becoming more fluent in this comprehension of learning this text, or they're still struggling. So you'll be able to figure that out. Also, I use Jenga. So with Jenga, I would have color-coded stickers on. Now, this takes a little time setting up because you gotta put all the color code stickers on the Jenga block, and so you might say, "What does the color-coded stickers mean?" And so what it means is that I have certain questions that would be maybe a level 1 question, which means very basic, or you may have another code, like say red is very basic, right? Like who is, what's the main idea, or who's the main character or something like that. But then as the red, green may represent the why question, not just what, but the why. And so you can have like three colors and then be able to really track how well the students are answering those questions from basic to very advanced. And that is one way that I use that. You could do the same thing at home. Jenga, you can get a game for $5 at Five and Below. I bought like 10 of them for the classroom and spent like, 50 plus dollars. But it doesn't matter about that because it works. The kids love Jenga. They love being able to like to take the block away and see if, if they can keep it standing and all that. So then when it crumbles to the bottom, they just rebuild it. They love it. It's hands-on. Hack number 3. So remember we said digital, we said physical. Now have students be able to create their own games. I actually had students create their own games. Like, what type of game do you really like? And how could you, if someone didn't know about the story, how can you make it fun? How can you make a game out of it? So I gave the students like a day or two to really think about it and gave them chance time in class to work on it. And so this is when I was teaching fifth grade, and they were able to invite some fourth graders to come into the classroom, and they taught them. Like, I had stations set up. There were students rotating to each station, and the kids were playing the games with them. Then they were able to get the feedback from the fourth graders and say, hey, did this game make sense? Did it work? So they were able to get the immediate feedback from a peer, although the 1 year difference, but a peer. So that was really helpful. Then the kids had to come back and improve their game. So they had to figure out and analyze why it didn't work or why it did work. What was so good about it. And then with the fourth graders, they had to be able to understand the text through the game. So now they're able to have a discussion about it at the end. And you may say, now, how can I really incorporate this as a parent at home? Same thing. Have your child create a game, and if you could bring your sisters over, your brothers over, aunts, nieces, and nephews, whoever, and you all can have a game night highlighting what your child created. How cool is that? That's super cool, right? So centered around a text, and that way they understand it. So those are my 3 hacks for game-based learning. It has been amazing. I wouldn't even share it with you if it has not. It has been a game changer. So tell me what you're doing. What are you doing at home? Comment below. If you're a teacher, what are you using in your classroom? If you're a parent, have you used this already? Is it working? Is it not working? If you're not using game-based learning, what other learning strategies are you using in order to get your child to comprehend very well and do very well in school? So it's all about community building. It's all about sharing solutions. It's all about helping each other. So